Welcome to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and get the bell notification. Today's story: A Horrible Romantic Night by Kolli, Charan, Reddy. It was a frosty cold night. We had our dinner early as the weather was cool. Soon after having our dinner, my wife pushed me onto the bed and started dropping down her sari. My legs were stuck between her legs. She had fallen on me, and I kissed her hard, her breath on my face and my breath on her face. We had gone under the blanket, unclothed, and jumped into the river of saliva. Just then, there was a knock at the door. I wore my clothes and threw the sari on my wife to put it on and follow me. We progressed to the door and opened it slowly and suspectingly. Soon after opening the door, then popped up some 4 people crying for help. They touched my legs, asking for the night shelter as it was snowing outside. We looked at each other's faces, me and my wife, and invited them in. They had introduced themselves and conveyed that they live under the flyover. The public sofa was their cot for sleeping in the night. They are a family of 4 members consisting of wife, husband, and their both children. As the weather was cool and the place in which they were sleeping was covered by snow, we had offered them some hot coffee forcefully and assisted them with the guest bedroom. They fell in joy after glaring at our luxurious facilities. My wife advanced to the lady and offered her a silky white sari. After arranging everything for them, we locked our room and had started to mingle in our romance. As soon as my wife dropped her weightless sari, there was a big howling sound coming from the corner of the room. I jumped out of the bed and proceeded to every corner of my room, checking for the reason of that sound. My wife progressed to me saying, "There was nothing other than your imagination." Then she had started removing the buttons of my shirt. Surprisingly, our lamp turned off and made my suspicion more strong. My wife hugged me from the back and whispered at me, saying that the lamp had been turned off, conveying that your act should not be seen by anyone. I ignored her, declaring that it was not a good day for having romance. I suspected there was some evil power unifying our bond and the right romance. I crept out to the garden with my wife. We had a long talk in the garden about our future plans. Suddenly, there was a big storm, and the sari of my wife had started to fly. As she had never put it tight, we hastened inside for protecting ourselves from the colossal storm. After experiencing those unimaginable incidents, I geared up to our kitchen for fetching some hot water. As soon as I stepped into the kitchen, the power was off, although I had managed to drink some hot water. Soon after drinking the water, I left the glass on the table. When I had turned back to return to my bedroom, the glass had fell down with a tap, tring, tap sound. The guest came out swiftly and inquired about the sound. I told that it was the God's act. That man approached me and stated that it was not an act of God. Instead, it was an evil act. I had shouted at him, stating that what was he saying? He told that he was a priest but had left the home with his family due to some reasons. He also conveyed that the guest room which was given to them was full of evil power. When they had mingled in their romance in that room while their children was asleep, some horrible incidents frightened them. He also added that soon after withdrawing from that romance, the fan had stopped rotating and the lamp had broken into two. He advised me to clean the house and perform some yagnas and prayers so as to attain strength for living in the house peacefully. I had asked him to perform all the yagna as he was a priest. In the midnight, we all had assembled in the living room talking about the next day's prayers. I stated that until the yagnas and prayers get finished successfully, they should not leave the house. They accepted to my statement. Soon after completing our discussions, we went in each other's way to our bedrooms. Next day, sun rays hitting our faces awoke us in a gigantic way. We had completed cleaning our house and started performing the yagnas and prayers along with the family. Finally, we thanked them for arriving at our doorstep and removing the evil power. We gifted the first floor of our house to that homeless family to make them as the permanent family members. Thank you.